All right, welcome everybody. It's a Metal Monday on an actual Monday. I
I
like it.
know.
We've
And we're
had
actually in the podcast
no
studio.
Zoom. Yep, we're both, all the stars aligned.
Yeah.
And opened my phone this morning like I always do, and we had green and red.
Yeah. Green on the precious metal
Yep,
side and red on the base
look
metals.
like Christmas lights.
Which better than Friday? Was it Friday or
Thursday,
Thursday?
it
You
was just
opened it up and it looked
red.
like goddamn been attacked by a werewolf. There's blood everywhere.
Looked like Halloween. That one was Halloween. Today we got Christmas.
Uh,
Not all the gifts you get on Christmas are what you want, but we'll take
dude, I
some
love me
green.
a good pair of underwear and some new socks. Like
Oh
that's my
yeah,
jam.
that's how you have to wait
That's a
every
green.
year. I don't.
Yep.
I try not to buy any till that comes around.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we didn't know where iron was gonna be last week, but I think you got a better idea now. So what did
Yeah, I
it
think
do?
it's anywhere from 30 to some places, you're up 50, 60.
Okay,
So it depends on where you're shipping and what you're doing with it.
seems like closer to 30 this on the West Coast,
Yeah, over
right?
here, we're dealing with some mill issues and some other stuff. Sometimes the stars align and sometimes they don't for you,
Yep.
but so is life. But I think generally speaking, you could, you should be in that, 30 to 50 range depending on where you're located at.
And Copper had a pretty rough week. But at the end of the day, like shoot, it's still, close to 450 Copper. A
hmm
little bit below right now, but we're right there. That four
It
Comex
feels like we're just
448.
like basing out. So I feel like we're just kind of bumping along that 450 to somebody. It's going to make a decision to go lower significantly or higher significantly, but it feels like we're just kind of humming along around that 450
Yeah.
up and down a dime. But I don't know. I feel still pretty good about that. The aluminum prices are still decent.
Yeah.
I feel like stainless prices as the price of iron, ferrous material climbs. As
Hmm.
long as the nickel hangs in there, then your stainless prices are gonna stay good. So I don't know. We talk about it all the time, but optimistic about the short to medium term. I don't think inflation's going anywhere as far as like it's gonna hang around, and then that's always good for commodities.
Yeah. Is that because it pushes the dollar down? Is that
Yeah,
part of it?
push
Uh,
the dollar down and.
just inflation of
And
products
and
itself.
honestly, it's a supply driven market too right
Yeah.
now. I mean, every time I turn around, everybody's out of something, right? It's like,
Hmm.
oh, there's a shortage of this. You can't buy that, and it's because the logistics and the container market's pretty screwed up. And then you've got just supply shortages of everything. If it's not one thing, it's another.
Hmm.
And commodities, base metals are no different. You know my big thing that I want people to watch is, and I've been calling the price of ferrous to be higher for a while now, and
Hmm.
I feel like I'm been on the right side of it, but I think the price of iron is going to go significantly higher if the export market turns on
Hmm.
more than it already has. I'm not saying it is going to for sure, but I'm just saying if you watch that export market and you start seeing that thing push, the price of iron's going up.
It feels like we've been waiting for the switch to get clicked for a long time, and it's just been like nickel and diamond our way up, and like you said, it feels like the market's ready to just take a really big jump for, however long that
I,
would be.
I firmly believe that we're going to see big iron prices.
Hmm. And then typically the commodities tend to kind of follow each other
Mhm.
on the metal side, on all
Yeah.
of them really. So like, our electricians that we deal with, I just paid a really big one that does residential mainly. They're 4 months out to order Romex for
Yeah.
housing. 4 months. And I asked him why. I'm like, why? Why do you think? And he's like, oh, big combination and thing, like how much we're building around this area. And second, like the production wasn't really there during COVID.
hmm
So they kind of have lower production levels now. So the warehouses aren't as full.
Yeah.
So they need to be cranking. And then it's not that easy once people are allowed to go back to work or shops decide it's safe to go back to work. You can't just turn a switch. A lot of those employees maybe found somewhere where they wanted to work.
hmm
So it's not that easy. So we'll just see what happens because we're hearing that with concrete, lumber,
Yeah.
all the
Everything.
building,
Yeah.
everything. So
It's
it's
going to be an
crazy.
interesting summer. There is no doubt, but I anticipate higher. I anticipate higher iron prices
Yeah, I guess we'll have to
coming into
wait.
the next few months.
Yeah, maybe June, July.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
That's my prediction of the day.
I like it. Thanks, everybody.
All right, take care.